what will happen when there are no more coin shops?
I think that the prices of precious metals will be much higher then, and it will be less accessible to the common man. There becomes an even greater need for little pieces of precious metals, copper, silver, gold. There's two possible scenarios that I see here, and they start with
New to buying gold or silver? SD Bullion makes it simple, with no order minimums, clear pricing, and discreet shipping. Trusted by hundreds of thousands, SDBullion.com, where America buys physical gold and silver.
What is this?
These are power leads for these melting furnaces. These are our electric melting furnaces. We believed that they were capable of melting 5,000 ounces of silver per hour. We found out that they are capable of melting 22,000 ounces of silver in an hour. These use as much electricity as 25 houses with everything turned on at the same time.
This must have cost you a pretty penny.
We spent almost $1 million just on this one section right here, just on the melting station.
Wow.
Now you'll see we're still
incredible.
under construction in our new manufacturing facility. That's why there's a ladder here and there's stuff. We're really, really close. And right now our coin press operator, who's the same guy who struck the first American Silver Eagle coins in 1986, if you didn't know that, Albert is his name. He joined us. It's pretty amazing. He's over there right now striking samples of our first coined silver bits.
Oh, let's go.
You want to go see?
Yeah. Let's go over there. Albert.
Yes.
Yankee.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Albert is the guy who we see in the newspaper in 1986 striking the first American Silver Eagle coins in San Francisco. He was the youngest press operator at the U.S. Mint, and the press that we see in that picture is this one right here.
That's the one.
We bought out an entire mint. And we bought them out and we got these presses with all the other stuff. And someday these things are going back into action and we're going to find out what they're going to do.
Can't wait.
Albert has been making samples. These are not for release. These are samples so that we can test different surface textures, burnished, satin white, etc., before we strike them and then see the finished product, and then we're going to decide which ones we're going to mass produce and release to market.
It's going to be exciting.
You must be jacked over this.
I am so excited. Here's a blank that we're going to use to put in the collar and make the silver bits coined. Finished product.
Oh, wow.
So this is one of our 4 designs, and you can kind of get an idea. This is not my favorite of the 4, but this one is. It's good. It's coined. It's got the reeded edge.
I like them all.
So as he's doing single shot mode. But once he puts the fingers on here, this moves back and forth and it loads and it strikes them at approximately 100 per minute. The speedometer goes up to 200 a minute, but you'd be really going fast, but we think 100 per minute is a good, that's about a good speed, right?
That's a good speed.
If we can do 100 per minute, that's a lot more than we used to do.
This is probably the smallest ones I ever made. So yes, it's a little different, but silver, I love making silver coins.
Wow, those are so awesome. Do you love that?
Yeah.
Man, that is great. Can I just stick it right in my pocket?
Yankee, come on!
All right.
You put silver in his hand and it disappears every time. It's taken 15 years for us to get to this level of coining. 15 years before we could finally make, which technically they are not coins, because coins have a face value in a particular currency and are made by government mint. These do not have a face value and they're not made by government mint, but they are coined with an ED at the end. So when a private mint makes silver rounds, they call them rounds, not coins, but the process of making them is still called coining. Is it going to drop it into the hole like that?
Drop it right in the hole and pick up the other one in the magazine, and it's going to be feeding it.
So it doesn't have to go over the face of the letters.
No, it does not.
It just drops in the hole.
It just drops in the hole.
So then that should work. Because these have not been rimmed, because we're waiting for the rimming machine to come, right now it's stuck in the Strait of Hormuz. Just kidding. But it is on a boat going through the ocean right now, and we're waiting for it to get here, and it's going to round the edges so that the parts can slide in more smoothly and go faster. But we want to see if we can be producing these before the rimming machine comes, using what we have now. Can we start making these? And it sounds like we might be able to start producing these in greater quantity even without the rimmer. And then when the rimmer comes, we can go even faster.
Yes.
I do want to get back to my question, though. So
Yes.
why don't I thank Albert for your time?
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Albert.
You're welcome.
Make
too.
more!
I
Make
will.
more! All right.
Oh, that was really nice of Albert to take the time to show us that process.
Yes. I appreciate you coming, Yankee. And I will just say to the audience out there that though we are gearing up to be releasing our coined silver bits, you can still buy our stamped silver bits. When we start making these coined silver bits, we will not make any more of the stamped silver
The
bits.
ones I have, in other
That's
words.
right. You have some, so please feel free to buy them. They're actually on sale right now too on localsilvermint.com. Once we have made and sold billions of coined silver bits,
Literally billions, right? Okay.
then we will, those stamped ones will be a collector item.
All right.
So please feel free to check those out. Okay.
All right, so email I got recently says this: Hey Yankee, I hope you and your family are doing well. God is good all the time. When we get to a cashless system, what will we be selling gold and silver for? Won't we be stuck in the digital system and have to take digital currency for our gold and silver? Other than for barter, it seems to defeat the purpose. And it bothers me, to say the least. And that's from David in Wisconsin. I get that question a lot. What happens to the local coin shop when the stuff hits the fan, the dollar dies?
There's two possible scenarios that I see here. Depending on whether the central bank digital currency wins or loses, in which case then the people win. If the central bank digital currency wins and is successful, then I would predict that there will be less coin shops because, for one thing, a lot of the coin shop owners, they're old guys. And a lot of them are retiring. A lot of these guys are 80 years old. And so a lot of them are retiring anyway.
Like Tim. Just turned 80.
Possibly Tim.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I don't know how long he has.
I mean, Tim and many other, all the other coin dealers I can think of are usually like 70 and 80 years old. Wow. The next piece is a lot of precious metals dealers have said, I won't take digital currency. Now, on one hand, it's easy to say that when you have food, but when you are either going to have to get the digital currency to go to the grocery store, then you might change your tune. And I think a lot of people that say, I'll never use that. Well, we'll see what you do later on.
Will
and
you?
So that's a great question. So if the central bank digital currency wins, there becomes an even greater need for little pieces of precious metals, copper, silver, gold, because people will need it to be able to make private transactions. And a lot of those transactions may be in the underground or the black market, because all your other transactions will be tracked, traced, and controlled if they even allow you to make those transactions. So I see there being less of them. I see some people may not want to be involved and take the digital currency for it. And then there's going to be still a need for some out there, but they may have to operate in a constrained environment, because I think that the prices of precious metals will be much higher then, and it will be less accessible to the common man. And what I mean by that is it's not just the dollar that's going to inflate and that the precious metals may go up in price, but also I think that a scarcity will occur when more of that precious metals is aggregated into the hands of the rulers. Less of it will be the hands of the people. And so it will cost more, it'll be less accessible, and thus even more need for smaller increments.
So in the scenario where the people win and the central bank digital slave currency fails, what's the new role for the local coin shop?
Okay, so on this other end of the spectrum, that then we'll see precious metals shops far and wide, because people will need help. They'll need help accessing the items. They'll need help authenticating the items. They'll need experts to help them. And then what will they trade their precious metals for? As David asked this very great question, David from, I think, Wisconsin. Right. Well, what is he going to spend this? What is he going to use the precious metals for? And
well, he says other than for barter. And then it seems to
other than
the
for barter.
Other than for barter, right?
Barter. That's what it always was. And so what would you use your precious metals coins for? I would suggest that you'd use them for food, supplies, eggs, bullets, the things that you need. So it becomes almost barter.
It's real money, though. Some people complain us using the term barter because it's really just purchasing goods and services with real money.
Yes.
Again.
The existence of fiat currency is the existence of tyranny.
You do believe that a central bank digital slave currency is coming?
I think it's coming. Whether it will be successful remains to be seen. But in either case, I think people are going to want to have precious metals so that they can trade for things that they need, whether it be off the grid, whether it be privately, black market or underground, or whether it be the main method of supply acquisition. Either way, I think it's very important. I personally think these guys are going to fail, because I haven't found any time in history where it's gone past the paper switcheroo. I can find time and time again where these guys managed to get people, they did the paper switcheroo, they're using these paper tickets that the king prints, and the king is accumulating all this gold, and that's where we're at now. But I haven't seen any time where they went further than that. Now they're trying to get further than that. They want to get rid of the paper. They just want to make, there's no paper, there isn't anything, it's just digits on a screen, and they control the screen too. So I think they'll fail, but we're going to find out pretty soon, I think.
Some people actually question the whole validity of barter and trade, actually purchasing with silver. If you are one of those people that are going to mock me in the comments below and say this doesn't happen, well, it does. Especially in New Hampshire, but more and more all around the country, people are waking up. They're actually making the exchange of goods and services with precious metals, especially with silver. Sometimes other things like gold backs and gold, but silver is money.
And Yankee and I are very much about the idea of trading your gold, your silver, your copper directly for goods and services. Yankee and I have talked about this a number of times, and we've both said our plan is not to sell our silver back for dollars during the dollar meltdown. That's the worst plan. So my intent is that we're going to fulfill our mission, and that is to make billions of silver bits and get them in the hands of Americans far and wide so that they still have the ability to buy things regardless of the condition of the financial system or internet access.
Dave, you have a lot of work to do. I can see it all around this facility. It's pretty impressive. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a great day.